Who are you following? I'm Matt Gill, and welcome to another episode of Mornings with Matt. So I was recently listening to a friend of mine talk, and she was telling me about how she was frustrated with her timeline because everything seemed negative and was like this real big bummer. And so I asked her the question, like, who are you following? So you may have heard of the saying, you are who you hang with. And so it made me think, who am I spending my time with? Like, who am I investing my very valuable time with in my life? Who am I investing my time with on social media? Like, it really paused me for a moment to think about, like, who am I spending my time with? And I want to ask you, who are you investing your time with? Like, if you think about it, even outside of like social media, outside of like the friends and the people that we hang around, like our friends and what we read, what we watch, what we, the conversations that we listen to, ultimately guide our attitude, how we feel about life, how we feel about ourselves, how we show up in the world. And so if you're not feeling right, if something doesn't feel in alignment, or such as my friend who was saying her feed was just all negativity, you know, asking the question, well, who do you follow? Like, what material are you feeding yourself every single day? Like, think for a moment, what are the TV shows that you watch? What are the magazines that you read or the books that you're reading? What are the people on social media that you're following? Like, take a look and really take inventory of what it is that you're feeding yourself. You know, the mental knowledge that we feed ourselves is just as important as the nutritional stuff that we feed our body. Like, it fuels us to keep going every single day. And you may find that as you're taking inventory of what you watch, of what you read, of what you see, there may be some things that aren't in alignment with you. You know, it was really powerful for my friend to start to go through and be like, man, I need to unfollow this person, or I need to take this person out so I'm not seeing all of their stuff. As well as it also made her really mindful of what she was posting on social media. I'm like, well, of course the conversation is on there. You post this news article about this, and then there's this big argument about the posting. Like, it just was really an eye-opener for her, but also for me, and just saying, like, I looked at my timeline of the people that I follow, and for the most part, it's inspirational entrepreneurs, creatives, people that are doing some incredible things in the world. And that inspires me to want to be more. That makes me want to have a better quality of life. It continues to make me dream even bigger because of what I'm seeing on social media. Now, I have in my job, I'm blessed in what we do, and a lot of my job is based on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and so I'm watching what other people are doing. So I'm very selective in who I'm friends with. I'm selective in who I follow. I'm selective in who I direct message. But I'm also really selective in who I associate with outside of social media. You know, the friends that I hang out with, like, what are they doing? Are we having uplifting conversations? So I want you to think for a moment, like, who are you investing your time with? Not your time on social media, your time in your personal life, your downtime. Like, what are the shows? Are you doing things to read? Take a look at your YouTube history. This was a really powerful one that a friend of mine just told me the other day. He went through his history of all the videos that he watched, and about 80% of them were educational. They were things about him moving his life forward, of things that he can study. And so he was feeling bad about spending so much time on YouTube, but then realized that the time that he was spending on YouTube was actually designed to learn and to grow. And I was like, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, as long as you're learning and you're implementing, taking action. So look at yourself, take an inventory this week and just see, who are you spending your time with? What's the conversations that you're having? What's the information that you're getting fed? Are you being uplifted? Are you being inspired? Are you being encouraged? Or is there just a bunch of negativity in there? And is there a pattern in there? Is there some person or something or that continues to feed you that negativity, that pulls you down, not only on social media but also in your life? And then what changes need to be made? Like, make some adjustments. And it could be as simple as just having a conversation of, I'd rather talk about, or ... Let's talk about this, and you guide the conversation instead of letting them take over the whole thing and always venting to you. So just something to think about this week. Who are you investing your time with? What's the conversation, and who are you following? Is it time to hit that unfollow button? I'm just saying. Listen, what I love about this particular community in this show is this is our opportunity to engage, to grow, to learn, for me to share my journey, for you to share your journey, and for us to celebrate each other. So make sure and leave a comment below and let me know. Take an inventory. Are you really happy with the people that are in your life and that you're following, or do you need to make some changes? And what are some of those changes? Listen, I love our community, I love our dialogue, and I can't wait to read your comments. I'm your brother in this journey, and I celebrate you. We'll see you on the next episode. Obviously, the child that's crying coming up here has a lot of negativity on there. That's the same kid. Excuse you. I didn't fart, that was the duck. I promise.